sitting in a cup of water, and basically the stem got damaged, so I was just like floating it on the top of the cup of water. And over the week since we've been back in town, it's just slowly gotten waterlogged. The petals have gone like translucent. What I'm saying is I think it's about time to throw away that flower. But
so
I didn't know
you've got a soggy flower is what the moral of the story is.
Yeah.
It's,
I like that.
It's getting soggier by the minute.
Joe, save our stream. I don't know. It's
SOS.
and go.
I like it. It was still.
Yeah. I don't know if Soggy Flowers, but people are willing to tune in for, but we'll give it a go, I guess.
Soggy Flower sounds like a great punk band name.
It does.
I'm going to cut your soggy flower with this new Redoubt. I'm going to use the serrated parts too, because it'll go right through the stem. Let me tell you.
You stay away from my soggy flower.
Stay away from my soggy stem.
Oh.
It was in the pool.
For like a week, apparently, according to the story. Like,
yeah, exactly.
All right. So
stuff.
Yeah. What's everyone carrying? No one's actually said hi yet.
No one's here. At least I
Right?
can't see anybody talking in chat. So
Keep your secrets.
what are you carrying?
I'll go first.
Oh, Dennis.
Whatever. Yeah.
All right.
Whatever. I was supposed to go camping this weekend, and I was going to play with a new knife and take pretty pictures. And then the sky opened up and tried to kill people. I may or may not have seen some trees go at a good 30 plus degree angle with the wind. I did not tell my girlfriend that I saw those things until right now on live stream as she's watching this. So I'm sure I'll hear about that later on. I kept on saying, we're fine. There's nothing wrong. We're fine.
I mean, to be fair, you are fine until you're not.
Those trees were far, far away, but I did see some that had a pretty good bend to them. I was carrying, brand new to me, brand new to everyone, as it should be. That's a Sebi 31, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Hooray!
You're going camping with your Benza, eh?
I did. It only took me 17 and a half months to get it from the time that anticipated. Yeah, give or take.
Could be complaining about 4 years.
Yeah, we'll get there. I didn't even use that as a topic for today. But yeah, either way. Hashtag double lug. I'm also going to start the hashtag Sabenza Bunny. I don't care who else joins in. I just think it's funnier than hell. So
are you talking about the way the lanyard kind of twins off there?
No, I'm talking about Sabenza owners now.
Yeah.
Bunnies?
Sabenza bunnies. Yeah.
I assume you mean in the same context as like a puck bunny? Is that same energy?
Similar energy. It's like energy adjacent.
Okay, I'll take it.
And
wants to know if it's S45 or MagnaCut.
S45, 60 to 62, supposedly. Birth certificate's a day off from my nephew's birthday, which I'm kind of choked that it wasn't actually on his birthday, but that's my only complaint about this knife so far.
Is it?
Well, lefty clip, righty clip. That's really, honestly, it is. I'll also mention in the picture that the hailstorm that we ran away from camping and came back to also passed through our city, and I got a sweet double rainbow picture.
Double rainbow, yeah.
Yeah. Instead
Very
of
nice.
fancy in the woods pictures. So I did get a couple fancy in the woods pictures, but they didn't turn out quite as nice as I wanted them to. So this one did, and it makes me happy with the double rainbow. So
I was gonna say, I mean, double rainbow. What does it mean?
what does it mean? What does it mean? What it does mean is it's S45 with a 60 to 62, supposedly. June 28th.
Do you trust Tim Reeve to heat treat a knife correctly?
I
The
don't know.
hesitation.
I don't know. No, I honestly don't.
That's
I don't know what Tim Reeves' reputation is. I know what Chris Reeves'
Have they
reputation
not
is,
been
and I
accurate
hope.
in the past?
What's that?
I said, have they not been accurate in the past?
No, they've been bang on. So
No.
there's no reason to question other than the
Mhm.
fact that the ownership has changed hands.
Yeah.
I'm
Did they-
surprised I haven't gotten a big boo from Fisk yet in the comments. And that's also one of the reasons that I got it out of the way early is maybe we were just going to miss that part because I know he likes to be, fashionably be late.
That's yeah.
And I almost said fashionably correctly. We'll let it slide anyway.
It's okay.
Just one quick shout out to Dick Richards and Infinite in chat.
Hello.
What are you guys all carrying?
Yeah.
CPM, Infinite, Dick Richards, so on and so forth. I know there's other people watching.
The question I was wondering is, does Chris Reeve do in-house like heat treat? Is it all in-house or is it?
Joe,
Do they outsource anything?
you know nerdy answers like that.
I just lost stream there for a second. Neat.
Oh, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know. We've been having some connection issues today, guys. So sorry if one or multiple of us go down temporarily. Doesn't seem to be hard hitting, but yeah.
CPM is saying that Joe knows what he's carrying today, and we should ask you.
Yes. The Solar Inspirer. Remember that knife that from the Russian maker we were looking at a couple weeks ago with the
Yeah.
that hottest shit little piece, yeah.
The question I have, and it's a mild roast. I did you wear gloves the entire day while you were carrying it? He took a picture with it, holding it with gloves on. Just being a smartass. It's a nice looking knife. It's a really, really pretty looking knife.
Infinite's going bang on with their S35 at 55 HRC.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm not agreeing with what they were setting it to, but they were bang on to what they set it to is what I was.
Right. Oh, and as far as the heat treat question from earlier, honestly, the answer is I don't 100% know. I would venture a guess that they probably do their heat treat in-house, only because unless they're paying someone to plate quench, because I'm pretty sure they're plate quenching regardless. Because one thing I don't think I've ever seen or heard of with a Sabenza at the very least is Blade Warp. You can get it with salt bath quenching, but I've never seen a Sabenza that wasn't just like stupid flat all the way down from tank to tip.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Regardless of the whether it's a 57 or not.
As is this one. Yeah.
Stream.
Bad, straight up. Yeah. Bang on. No issue.
Just because it's a little bit of samesies, just because I knew Dennis was going to be getting his finally, I've been carrying mine the last week or so. I had it with me at work and have for the past little bit.
Well, I mean, thank God it's not an M16 again with a keyboard. It's if it was a keyboard shot, I swear to God, it just came up on my screen, Joe.
I actually had one keyed up, like ready to go. That was a third color, but I thought it's gonna be that's pushing it. Yeah. No, I carried this knife a lot in the past. It's nice to carry it again, but
shout out to Stanson 357 and CPM. Congratulations, man. This thing's been over a decade. Me talking smack about owning a Sabenza and a Chris Reeve and finally getting one. And I mean, it was a good time, I think. I mean, it's not a 21, but
yeah,
some people are more upset about that than the guy who actually bought it. So
the only reason I wouldn't trade up for a plain Jane 31, to be honest, is because of the sentimental value of having had this knife as long as I've had and had it in the situations I've had it. That's literally the only reason. I'm kind of interested in S45 at that range. So,
quite honestly, the finish on your handle scale there, Joe, is probably my favorite iteration of a Sabenza.
The reflective with the blasted facets.
Yeah. I'm into it.
It's nice. I don't think they offer it anymore.
No,
Like on
I
anything.
don't think they do. Like,
Yeah.
I
Just
like
the clone,
the
just the
blast.
clones where you get it from, you know.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, but those are magnetic handles, so at least you can tell the difference.
Yeah, that's fair. The gray like bead blast that they do now is also really nice, but
Yeah,
I do like a two-tone.
The prone to snail trails, which I've already got developed on the butt end of it a little bit. Yeah, there's no wasting. Yeah, you can get a little bit of a shine going on there. Yeah.
And
Anyway.
that's it. It's part of that knife. It's part of like carrying it and enjoying it.
your pocket clip's gonna end up looking like that eventually. Just beat the hell.
I don't think it's ever going to be that bad, Joe.
See, but I didn't even try that hard. Like,
You never do. You never do.
thanks.
CPM brings up an interesting thought. If you could change one thing about the Sabenza, what would you change?
Well, yeah, okay, the lugs. Yeah, if he just made them nice T10s all the way across the board and just made T10 screws with those same lugs, it would be so much nicer.
Well, these are made with 5/16 inch Allen key, like that. That's what they're supposed to fit.
Ah, of course.
Not the T8. The T8 teeth does actually mesh quite nicely, but that's not what they're made for.
I don't think I'm going to be doing that anytime soon.
It's kind of obnoxious that they had to go with something different, if I'm being honest.
Well,
Yeah,
they give you the tool.
Whatever this one is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool, but
They give it to you. I don't know why that's an issue,
this
but
tool is better.
Well,
at least
better.
it's the
Any-
same tool for literally every part of the knife. The clip, the screw
I
for
will
the
give you
clip,
that.
and everything else. It's all the same screw. Well, same screw head.
Infinite gun work. I'd change everything.
Dude.
All right, fair enough. So definitely.
Okay,
don't,
so they make, you can get the opposite of this knife. You can get a sheep's foot with carbon fiber and some other steel that's probably softer than it should. No, I'm just kidding.
Well-
It's, not anymore. But you got to wait 4 years.
I was just gonna say, like, maybe you can't. 4 years. Yeah, you 4 years from now might be able to.
But,
Forget what I was going to say.
well,
He's
you know,
gone.
And 5/64 is the measurement for the key you need. So stupid.
Obviously. Come on now.
Yeah, duh. Come on.
What are you
It's an
carrying, sir?
easily remembered size.
Yeah, Paul. What are you carrying?
carrying, Paul?
Oh, I have been home all day. I've done terrible damage to my neck. And so because of that, I haven't really been like wearing pants. But apparently I was wearing boots because I'm carrying one of my Kyber knives, boot knives. It just kind of came out of the case with everything else and has kind of been just sitting near me for the day. This is just a really pretty old knife that's fun to look at.
Sure is.
And I wish it was easier to be carried because I would carry it more frequently.
Well, I've tried the sweatpants carry before for the for boot daggers like that have the steel belt clip.
Yep.
It works, but it's awkward.
I can't wear sweatpants at work, you see.
I thought you meant like carrying it around your place more often.
I mean, no, I don't normally. I just have knives near me.
I mean,
They're just kind of adjacent.
he just wears a belt and knives, and that's it, right?
What else do we do?
You need something to hitch every once in a while. It's
Of course.
But yeah, the pins on this thing are absolutely gorgeous, and that was basically what I wanted to take pictures of today. And my phone, I mean, I'm sure everybody's phone has it, had a vintage filter, and this photo was taken under the vintage filter because this knife is old as fuck.
At least as old as fuck.
It's got some old as fuck characteristics to it. At least it's
Well,
CPM jumping the gun a bit. We can skip the Redoubt talk. It's bad. End of story. Woof. So people have opinions about this knife.
Well, I was guessing maybe CPM's opinion right off the get-go, but piano glovesing it up over here doesn't like the 2-piece, 3-piece, 9-piece plastic handle. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think it's 9 pieces for the record.
I think it's
Do a
just,
quick count. Yes, yeah.
pretty sure it's just 3 pieces. I haven't seen the disassembly though. I'm kind of interested to see just what it looks like on the inside of that weird flappy boy. But
the weird flappy boy. Yeah.
Sometimes you just got a flappy boy.
sometimes. Dennis got a couple of nice pictures though. Here's
What's
one.
this? Oh, of the Redoubt. We're just going to jump into it. All right. Yeah,
Might as
that's
well.
the knife we're reviewing. Sure is. Look at that.
It's 7:30. We can start talking about the knife.
Oh yeah, 15
Also-
minutes of ramble. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've also got a shitload of other topics to get through, and I wonder how many we're actually gonna get through tonight, because some of them might be a little spicy.
All of them were going until 10 p.m.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
No.
Listen here. I'd hate to damage my computer and my camera, and my knife, all just to try to stab you through this Zoom call, Paul.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm here for it.
but
Let's see it.
Where's my penguin? It's
much more acceptable in terms of voices.
Can you stab with a penguin?
Oh, watch me. Anyway.
The answer is yes. Yes, you can.
Benchmade Redoubt.
Indeed.
Or Redoubt as another YouTuber. That's wrong, for the record.
Yeah,
wrong.
that's
it's Redoubt.
Not even close. Okay.
Well, you can't call it Redoubt because OUBT does not spell out.
That's Albert.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on. Sit like but for real.
Anyway, so this is an entry not into the black class, oddly enough, but the blue.
It's a black class.
Isn't it? I thought it came in a
Yeah.
blue box.
Black
Nope.
Class knife with a reliable addition to your preparedness kit. Come on,
Really?
read the website.
I
I'm
thought-
looking at it right
They
now. It's a
literally
Black
came in black
Class.
boxes, my friend.
Come
Did they?
on. Who's
Oh.
reviewing this? Jesus.
It surprised me.
me.
I thought it was going to go the other way.
Not me.
Really? Because it looked like a more military style knife. I could have sworn
Doesn't
that
it?
they were.
It looks like a Griptilian.
No,
The bag.
no. This is better than a Griptilian, but
It is better than a Griptilian, but we'll get to that. Yeah.
so
Yeah, spec side. You say?
yeah. So it's Grivery for the undermolding, the gray part of the. Do they call it obsidian? What do they call it? It's kind of silly.
It's all
Granite?
gray/green. I don't know what you're looking at. Were you looking at the catalog, maybe?
Maybe.
Because I'm
Can't
looking on their
remember where I saw
website
that.
and it just says gray-green. But yeah.
Okay.
They hire a good writer for their catalog, do they?
And they actually say both of them are Grivery, both the gray and the green is Grivery.
Interesting.
So we've got some Grivery with some Grivery on
So
top of some Grivery.
That makes
This-
sense, actually.
this might be a slight correction for previous episodes, but I think we've said before that Grivery is a glass reinforced. I don't think it is. I don't think it actually is. Because there's Grive X, which is specifically glass filled. I don't think Grivery is. I think it's just straight plastic.
Really? It isn't. It's got the characteristics of FRN.
It's still a
Far
thermoplastic.
strength.
No, apparently FRN is the superior material if you're looking for a glass film.
Okay.
I haven't dived super deeply into that, but that was something I came across while looking up the handle materials earlier this week, and I thought I'd mention it now.
Gonna ramble off some other specs. Hinge over 3.5-inch blade lead, 3.55. Feels bigger than that, for the record, in my
It
opinion.
does.
Feels bigger than a 3.5-inch blade. Overall is 8.3. Weight is 3.7 ounce, which is also kind of surprising. I thought it was lighter than that, which is awesome for a knife that big.
I compared it directly
But,
to the
yeah, this
the
thing,
large
honestly,
and it's almost spot on with the large freak.
is it now?
It is.
I'll be the
Wait,
judge of
and
that.
I thought it would be. It feels like it's a larger knife.
Yeah, I'm curious because we've actually got some comparison picks as well with the Dragonfly, obviously, because you know, I
You
own
got
one.
it on you?
Yeah, always.
There we go.
Yeah,
It's a reference point, at least. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
And
it's gigantic next to the Dragonfly.
but I think honestly the other one is the Griptilian, the full size.
Yeah. I'll pop
Mhm.
that too. So I'm glad somebody got a photo of that because I meant to bring in mine today and I completely forgot. So I'm glad you got one.
I got lucky. Let's just leave it at that. Paul
Yeah,
knows what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, absolutely.
That's fair.
So
It's
did
funny,
you know? Did you know as I was typing this in, and I'm looking for a full-sized freak in M4? It's not coming up on their website.
Really?
Hmm.
A mini is. Anyway, looking for specs on a Super Freak compared to a Redoubt has uncovered what may or may not be a discontinuation.
That's pretty sus. Yeah.
That means I have to buy it then.
An M4, you damn straights, man.
You didn't already? Oh, damn.
After testing out a mini Adamas and trying to hard use it, the one thing I will say after a little short-term outdoorsy review is buy a Super Freak while you can.
Woof. All right.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
I have
The mini took some abuse, but I have put that Super Freak through some things. It's yeah. Anyway,
Which stat were you looking for on the Super Freak? Just because I have
I was
I
just
have it pulled up.
blade length and overall length is kind of the two comparisons. Yeah.
Blade length is listed as being as 3.6 inches, and overall
Okay.
length is 8.46.
Yeah, so almost bang on. You are 100% correct, sir. And it's funny because the Griptilian is 3.45, so a hint shorter, and hint 8.07, so a hint shorter. So literally the Griptilian, the Redoubt, and the Super Freak are all this much within each other in that
wow.
order. Yeah.
This picture points out really well, I think, why the Redoubt feels larger. It carries the width of the blade all the way out to the tip, and it makes it feel like a larger knife. Like,
Same thing with the handle. If you look at how wide it stays,
yes,
it
exactly.
doesn't taper on the back end. Yeah.
It's like a Line Steel SR1.
And they've done things to the contouring on like the finger trial versus the Griptilian that you can notice right away in this picture where they've like elaborated on that, right? Like it's so
That little scoop that was not milled, but sectioned in. Yeah.
Did either of you try to front finger choil this thing?
I did.
Did it work?
Sort of. Basically, this section of my finger here fit okay for very minor amounts of pressure. It's not what I would consider ideal, and it's not like a knife like the Real Steel Griffin here, where there's enough room where I can sit at an angle and be comfortable in a forward grip like that. This felt a little bit more pinchy, but it wasn't absolutely horrible.
Okay.
I think this is a prime example, well, a prime candidate for a forward finger choil addition, because the blade steel is relatively thin at that section. You could grind it away without too much trouble, I would think.
Well, that was my thought, was to just Tom Brown tracker this thing, get rid of the serrations, and I mean you can get it without serrations.
I
But
was gonna say, like, I would personally go for the full plane edge, but But you could,
Yeah.
you could definitely, Tom. You could tracker this thing for sure.
And to CPM's comment, it feels larger because the FRN is thicker to prevent flexing. It's actually not thicker. It's a hint smaller in thickness than a Griptilian.
Yeah,
As far as handle thickness, it's just a hint.
It's more flat along this plane than the Griptilian is.
Yeah.
The Griptilian definitely has more of a surrounded nature.
Which probably helps to the resistance on flexing. The flat scales probably add more bug out like flexing, which, yes, I already did notice as well. You can grab it and go, wah, wah. So maybe an aluminum readout or a G10 or a CF Elite readout is in the works already. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
It would be too goddamn expensive, but I would love to see a version where they have 3D machined aluminum scales, and then that overlay be 3D machined G10.
Are they getting rid of?
That'd be cool as shit.
Are they getting rid of the Freak because of this fucker?
They might be.
And okay,
but...
CPM put Super Freak is still available, but I literally just tried to type in like 560 BK-1, and nothing came up on Benchmade's website.
If you just put in the word free.
Also, the mini only comes up.
I
Cool.
clicked on the Freak family even, and that was
under the popular searches. Yeah.
And then just a bunch of autos, really, mostly.
So yeah, they might be that might be the process of
Anyway,
destroying it.
If CPM can elaborate on why he thinks it's still available, I would love to know what he's got, because right now that's kind of a mystery on Benchmade's website as we were chatting. But I mean, there's a lot of things that are a mystery on Benchmade's website over the last year or so.
It's available in the sense that it's probably still like at stores, like we have it at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
100%.
you still want one, if that's what you're implying, then yeah, scoop one up. Cause damn, son, that's a sweet knife.
Good knife.
It's the best Griptilian they ever made.
Quite a fact.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could get aftermarket scales for a Griptilian that fit the Freak.
No.
Oh.
It's not the same handle. It's not enough of a same handle.
We'll return to that concept of going to get aftermarket scales later in the show. But as far as these guys go,
and CPM, yeah. Thanks for the clarification. That was a question. Yeah, cool. Yes, as of right now, I'm sure retailers, because we didn't know that, they haven't announced a discontinued list. So if you spot something like that, keep it on the like, hey, check it out type of thing.
It's not even necessarily guaranteed that it's been discoed. It's just an anomaly. They've taken it off their website for right now.
So
whether they're not
maybe all their M4 is for all the bailouts they plan on selling.
Yeah.
Anyway,
hater.
Yeah.
Hey man, I got mine.
Aside from squishy handles, I think this knife does a few things right. First off, I'm happy to say that it has a much higher saber grind than the Griptilian did. You can see it really well in this photo that results in a much thinner edge. So you're going to get much better cutting out of this knife for sure.
Slicey. Definitely seems a little slicier than a grip, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the HG sheep's foot version, but you know.
Yeah, that thing was sick. I miss it. I had a mini with the hollow grind. Anyway. This
I need to get better for that thing.
The Redoubt doesn't have jimping on the top end of the blade, like on the spine. It's weird. I don't know why that weirds me out as much as it does, but given the rest of the knife, it kind of does.
I think with this knife in particular, and the straight spine all the way across, the amount of jimping that's actually in the finger choil, as well as in the palm swell, as well as like the little pancake that they have drooping off like a Salvador Dali clock hanging off of there. Yeah, it's not quite Brian Ty maple syrup drippy. It's a little Salvador clock Dali drippy though.
Just a touch.
I like this shot, by the way, Joe. This is a nice close up. And one of the things I wanted to point out, which was their goddamn thumb studs.
Yep.
Were you just segueing? You're just like waiting for me to stop talking so you can start talking about thumb studs.
No. I brought this up specifically just to show that while there is jimping in the cartridge liner for the axis lock, there isn't any on the spine. But
as a general rule, I think everyone can fit this handle up to an XL, maybe even a double XL. I think everyone can fit this pretty solid. That everything in this contouring is going to keep this knife in your hand. I don't think you necessarily need to have jimping on the blade, which is going to cost more money to machine, and Benchmade's cutting corners to make profit. That's why the price is the way it is. And
yeah, I agree 100%.
But like,
it's just funny to
where's
see.
my drink? Yeah.
in response to that, though, I bought the H&K Access from Benchmade in 2015, 2014, somewhere around there. And it was $150. And if you bring that up to today's money, it's probably more expensive. And I mean, I would argue a better knife, but
and not that much cheaper. Like the Mini, this knife was like, if you look at inflation or whatever, I paid probably damn near close to the same price for this Mini H&K with just whether it's D2. I think it still is CPM.
It's D2. Yeah.
So no, I think it's still CPM.
I don't know if it is
on these ones. No. There was a while there. No, there was a while there where on the blades they only said S90 or they only said D2. But if you looked on the website, they always said CPM on them. On the website, there was this weird time in Benchmade's life where their blades didn't say it, even though they were still being.
I think they've ever said CPM 154 CM or CPM D2 or CPM
154 is a different story.
Or S30V. I've never seen CPM S30V, although S30V is only made by Crucible.
But what I'm saying is on the blades, they did only ever say S30V. But if you looked on their website, they did they were say CPM. And that's actually one of the giveaways for fakes, even though we're giving away, is because if it does say CPM on the front, might not be a legit one. I saw that on a 20 CV Griptilian, and it's actually the CPM that's the giveaway.
That's too funny.
Because real ones don't say that, even though they are. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, anyway.
Justin's shitting on the grind, and I'm not sure which part. Is it the swedge that you don't like?
It's kind of hard to see the main grind in this picture, so if you're referring to the previous one, I mean, that's pretty highlighty. The Cerakote does a really good job of blurring the lines on the grind here. It's kind of hard to tell exactly.
I don't know if maybe in hand, because I did get a good picture of in hand as well. Maybe that might highlight the grind.
Yeah, that's probably as good as we're gonna get. It is still quite soft. Yeah, but it is a fairly aggressive grind. It does get pretty thin behind the edge when it terminates.
Nice high saber.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they like that. Like that's a bug out grind almost type of idea, right? Like it's very in that niche-y. Yeah.
Yeah. Just move the swedge back a little bit farther.
Oh, my bug out's looser than crap. Anyway.
Yeah.
Tweak that while we're chatting. Yeah.
But you were talking about the thumb studs before, while we were there, right before we were talking about cutting corners. It's really hard to get a good photo of this. Oh, Dennis's face is frozen.
Yep. We can hear him though. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's weird. You guys keep on cutting in and out. I think I'm unstable.
You're back.
Oh, maybe I'm back.
Oh, then you froze again.
You guys are frozen. I think I'm frozen. So one of the things with this thumb stud.
Yes.
Oh.
Hey,
how's it going?
He's back.
I'm back.
Oh, okay. Good stuff. Oh, gotta rearrange everyone again.
Oh, did we? Did we all get flipped upside down?
Yeah, it's okay. I think I fixed it. One of these things about the thumb studs is where you cut off.
So I saw a recent video that came up, and the YouTube reviewer actually said it was pre-recorded. He must have got a early sample. The early sample sure looked like it was bronzy thumb studs. So very interesting. And maybe even the original catalog, even we can confirm that was more bronzy thumb studs. And when they came out, they're this very obvious, like military OD green. I like it. Don't get me wrong.
I would almost refer to it like oil slick, like motor
Kinda.
oil.
Yeah. Which leads me to my second point. Did I freeze again? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, your video's frozen. If you right-click your Wi-Fi icon, maybe hit troubleshoot problems, and that might just pick something back up.
While you do that, CPM's talking about the partially serrated blade.
We're gonna see what we can do. We can see. But my second point, if we can get any sort of audio at this point in time, is why the hell didn't you give that color to the bailout? Because I think if you had given that thumb stud color to a bailout, it's not going to hurt your cause. That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, what's the current color? Is it just gray on the bailout?
Straight up black, and it was painted black. They didn't even do like a good. What was it? The oxide one that the 940 has or whatever. Like it's just a painted black, chips all to shit.
That's disappointing. It's not even like a PVD coating. That's irritating, actually.
No, it's the same as their painted clips. It's the same painted black. Like, yeah,
on the
exactly. Man. Yeah.
Apparently, I haven't carried mine enough because mine's still black. I need to carry that knife.
Well, yeah.
It's a great knife.
But it's just a painted black clip, which chips all to shit, like everyone knows, just like the black painted. That's right. It's been painted real black.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, it's been painted.
So,
my original 940 clip was the same thing. It was one of the fat clips that just had Benchmade across it, and that paint came off like nobody's business. I didn't mind at the time. It was just a work knife, but yeah.
I mean, you keep buying fake, so that doesn't surprise me either, right,
well,
Joe? So.
I bought that one for you, so I really hope it wasn't a fake.
The truth comes out.
Oh, no.
YouTuber exposed.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that kind of exposure when...
Yeah. This isn't what I meant. Yeah.
If you say YouTuber exposed and you're talking about me, just saying. Someone found some pictures.
The partially serrated blade bothers me. Okay, so I'm not really a big fan of partially serrated blades either. But at least
do offer
they do offer a plain edge, and at least they're not Spyderco. They're not going to give you a native, call it half serrated, and then leave you with maybe 1/8 of an inch at the very end. That's plain edge. But so I don't know. At least their half serrated is actually pretty close to half. In fact, I'd say under half, which is better. If I had it my way, I would probably cut the amount of serrations that are there almost perfectly in half. That I think would actually be useful for my day-to-day. But for people who like serrations, sure, you can get this half serrated model and just live with the imperfect knife.
I don't know if we can, but can we agree that I would just like the wider serration? Just give me a stretch of those.
Actually,
something
yeah.
That I can sharpen with a 1/4 inch diamond rod?
Give me 2 of those. Give me 2 or 3, one after another. Get these tiny little serrations away from me. And that would be fine. Yeah. For like...
And that's not a shit on Benchmade. I'm shit on everybody there.
Pretty much. Just one VEF.
A single VEF.
Actually would be more useful than a lot of serrated knives I own.
I'm going to put it at the tip just to mess with you.
Gross. Yeah. I don't know.
I should make a cease knife
know.
and a desist knife.
CPM's jumping the gun on topics tonight. Black Frost, evening, sir. What are you carrying? Is it the fantastic orange drink that I'm carrying this evening?
Without getting too far into it, they should totally make an odd double action
I'm going
out
back
the front.
to Pineapple Rum because that's the right answer this evening.
I'm on Robaxa set.
So there.
So there.
You know what they say about mixing?
Yeah, I'm not allowed. The bottle said no.
Well, yeah, that's what I was referring to, obviously.
Clearly.
It's not that it's a good time today. Black Frost, you might have missed it, but we may or may not have discovered that Super Freak is getting discontinued. We be back to you on that one, but
maybe.
We're talking about the Redoubt, which might be the follow-up because it's not that much cheaper. You might as well because it's CPM D2. You
Didn't
see,
Benchmade already have a knife called the follow-up?
yes.
If they gave me this knife in an M4,
Okay, real talk though, they do
with
need to
better
come out.
handles.
They do need to come out with an FRN M4 model.
Well, they couldn't come out with it in 3V the first time around because you saw what happened there. When
Okay,
they tried to do
but-
that the first time.
Too fucking thin. Get like a standard
Maybe-
Griptilian size knife in M4 would be great.
Maybe that's the motivation on this one being in D2 as
Well-
an introductory level.
Apparently,
So-
Matt tried to lose his Super Freak on a mountain yesterday.
You always try to lose your Super Freak. Tighten the clip or do something, dude. Seriously.
One day you're gonna succeed and you're gonna be sad.
Yeah.
Okay, CPM is drinking a Barrel Brothers strawberry and kiwi smoothie beer in the glass tonight. I would like some of that glass, sir.
I'm allergic.
It's,
That sounds delicious.
to kiwi or strawberry?
Kiwi.
I'll make a note of that.
That is just noted.
Yeah, I've eaten kiwis to the point of getting actually developing an allergy to them.
That's not great.
Nope.
Well,
Like that's-
I will, just put that on the kill list. It's good.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to know. Yeah.
Is it Bolt House that makes the smoothie drinks you can buy?
Sure.
And they're 18 different fruits and vegetables all in one thing. The small amount of kiwi juice that they put into that is enough to make me vomit.
I see.
Keep
Yeah.
talking about this knife.
Anyway, yeah.
Continue.
CPM, the moral of the story is Paul doesn't want your drink, but I do. That's,
I want it. I love kiwi. I miss kiwi, but I can't have it.
Kiwi doesn't miss you, Paul.
Apparently.
Hates you. It's a
I
one-sided
got a restraining
relationship.
order. It was nah, go on, get.
That's enough of that.
All right. So back on topic, you say there's a Redoubt to be had.
Sure is. There sure is. So CPM D2. D2. I think what's happening to D2 now is kind of what happened to S30V and what's been happening lately to S35, where people kind of they tend to disregard it because of how deep the
Saturated
market. Yeah, that's how deeply the market has been saturated with those particular steels. I still think D2 is an excellent choice. Honestly, for an EDC steel, it's nothing really wrong with it aside from maybe middling corrosion resistance and maybe middling
CPM
toughness over.
Allergic to the Redoubt. Sorry.
No, that tracks.
Yeah.
I think we're at a point now with steel technology that we're getting real close with our current understanding of how those systems work for edge retention. I don't know how much further we're really going to be able to push it with current technology is what I'm trying to say. So I think D2, realistically speaking, the way Benchmade hardens their tool steels, I think it's good to go. I don't really have a problem with that.
So when you're on Benchmade's customizer and you pick a steel option, the difference between S30V and the difference between D2 is $0. I believe it's a $0 transition between those two steels at this point in time. I could be wrong.
That tracks. No, that does track. If
They're
I'm
buying it in
buying,
that quantity.
well, they're buying both of those steels in enough quantity. That's kind of
That's
the
what I
thing.
mean.
Because if I'm looking to purchase steel for my own projects, and I'm looking at the cost difference between precision ground CPM D2 and the same of S35VN for the same thickness, same width, and same length, the price is almost identical, like within $1 or two, I think. So cost of acquisition's about the same. I can see them going for CPM D2 only for the variety, which, sure, why not? It's better than making your entire lineup out of S30V and then people not buying your products because they don't like S30V. Like, people talking about S30V being chippy is still a thing that I hear about fairly frequently these days, where it's like, when's the last time you've actually heard of a manufacturer, any major manufacturer, making something out of S30V and it being notoriously chippy across multiple instances of the same model?
Well, okay, so here's the thing: is people do weird things to weird edges and don't realize stability.
Edge stability is the thing, yes.
And I think that's where you're coming into play with the S30. Is all of a sudden someone wants to do some sort of regrind, but they're doing a regrind on an S30V blade, and then they're wondering why it's chipping and rolling, or they're putting their edge on it, and they've got this 17 degree, and 17 is not extreme, but 17 will roll on S30, man. It's yeah.
People don't realize you need different edges for different steels, for sure.
Well, something like the Smock, where it's a pretty deep hollow grind with S30V, it's still a 20-degree edge. You still have the stability that comes from that. You're not going to get the slicing performance off of a 17, but, well, and another older example, even deeper hollow grind, still S30V.
And
but
I know.
It's a nightmare.
Terrible example. Like, Joe has an awesome habit of
this.
bringing up the most obscure bullshit.
Well, it's only been discontinued for good reason for 5 years.
I own a Junior, but I keep it in the bag where it belongs.
What is that?
Christ, like it's
That's funny.
What is that?
No,
Joe?
I don't. No, I don't. I own a
that's
Rescue, not a.
That's a Zulu.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah. I just can't. Yeah, as far as like just thickness behind the edge and stuff, this actually is probably my thinnest behind the edge S30V knife. Is probably the Zulu.
Yeah.
And
anyway. There was big complaints over Spyderco with the Puko that they tried to come out. CJLA, the Omniums and S30V, toothy more than clean edge. That's the way S30 likes it, man. Put it a 1200 or a 600 grit diamond, and then polish that. And you can use it.
I think he means toothy, like he's lost chips and it's toothy.
Chippy. Yeah. Micro serrated type of toothy. Yeah.
It can happen.
I agree with you. The toothy edge, like a 1200 grit or even 600 grit diamond, and then a strop on S30 works awesome. And D2, it works awesome too.
Well, and with D2, you can get it a lot more thin behind the edge without it rolling and chipping. You can get even more fine with CPM D2. If none of you have ever looked on Knife Skill Nerd's website, they actually have a couple of micrographs between, I think it's at a 20 nanometer scale, but the difference between the carbides on D2, standard D2, and CPM D2, it's a huge difference. It's super cool. But what this is translating to is a much better performance in terms of ease of sharpening, edge life, maintenance, stropping. Like, you're just going to have an improved experience all the way around.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Ed Backwater in chat. I think he's a new guy around, so cheers.
I think maybe one or two comments, but glad you could join us again. Pineapple, rum, deliciousness. I ain't afraid to drink fruity drinks.
They're delicious.
I have meat in the fridge right now, and I really want to drink some, but pill bottle says no.
So anyway, back on the Redoubt.
Yes.
Yeah. So closed. I don't think I got a picture of this damn thing closed.
Neither did I. Shit. We could probably go to Benchmade's website for that. But
one of the things that I noticed right away, they do have a really nice picture of it closed, is in comparison to even a Griptilian, a Para 2, a Para 3, whatever type of thing, they slimmed this out. Now, I don't know if I'm saying that they took some cues from a certain design or not, but it's almost like they combined a Griptilian and something else and actually took some nice lines and tried to put some pocket ergos into effect.
tucks away pretty flat.
Oh, it does, straight up. Like the thumb stud very much goes into the sunken finger choil compared to a Griptilian that doesn't have as much finger choil. So especially the drop point one hangs out a little bit further. I do have a sheep's foot one as well. It also hangs out like a PM2 would. There's the picture right there. Yeah, very sleek.
Yeah, quite.
So I think it took some cues from a bug out on this particular and said, how can we make a Griptilian fit better in your pocket?
Speaking of fitting better in the pocket, that deep carry clip.
And that was my segue. Yeah.
It's a good segue. So, I think they took a lot of steps in the right direction for that. I think taking cues from the bug out, yeah, good things to do. The pocket clip in this case, though, this is a little bit different. I don't think they have a picture on their website of the butt end of the knife, but this actually nests in between the two hard gray plastic scales, and it screws in from the side of the knife. So you end up with a very deep carry clip, not too dissimilar for how, if you remember SOG had a couple of clips that came like right out the back, looped up and came back down. This is like that, but with
penguin styles.
Yes. But instead of coming out of the side of the scale, it's the 100%. I'm just gonna quickly look through our folder of photos here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. That's a shot I should have taken. So
I just read Justin's comment in chat. I'm not going to repeat it, but it's funny.
All right.
Sorry, I cut you off there, Joe.
Oh, it's all right. I'm trying to remember. I thought I remembered seeing a little landing pad under the pocket clip on the left.
No, sir. Cheese grater styles.
Okay,
straight up.
There must have been. There was a knife I saw recently that actually had one. No, I'm thinking of something I saw on YouTube. Never mind. Okay, it's a different knife entirely.
Well, that segues to the third thing, because that's where I was going again. Joe, you're doing a fantastic job moving from point to point, whether you realize it or not.
Are we leaving the pocket clip?
No, this is still related, I imagine.
Are we leaving the pocket clip?
No, well, just no landing pad. So, and then they did this sweet Grivery overlay with no landing pad because my theory is that if they did it on the right side and didn't do the left side, I would argue. So they would have had to do it on the left side and then people would have argued. So they just didn't do it. And then it cheese graters the shit out of your pocket. Because ask me how I know.
It's not going to be as bad as like an 80-15, but it's the similar principle where you have.
I removed this out of my pocket to try how a goddamn Redoubt fit. I'm just saying.
No,
First
for
week
sure.
I own this thing. That's how I know. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I had to put that thing in my pocket to find out how bad it was.
So Ed is saying deep carry clips that extend past the bottom of a knife on a small knife is the kiss of death. The Redoubt's not exactly a small knife.
No. And I will say that there's not enough clearance for at least my jeans pocket. It wouldn't get bunched up at the top end of that clip. So unless you're wearing like slacks, I guess. I don't know.
No, but I agree on that. It's just not enough to grab and purchase, and like you're all of a sudden you're cupping the knife in your hand type of thing. The Penguin is about as small as you want it to be that over top the style. I 100% agree with that. Like it's
absolutely. I just wanted to point out that this knife in particular is not terribly small. That's all.
Yeah.
I have one gripe with this clip, and we haven't touched on it yet.
All
right.
Benchmade, almost every single knife they make has a proprietary clip, which means they're all fucking interchangeable, and it's fantastic because you can pick what you want on your knife. And then they made this one different, and I don't like it because it's different.
Well, okay, that tracks though, because you're Paul. So
that being said,
I like
interchangeability is nice.
I like this, and I hope that it becomes more of a proprietary, and they start to do more of these round the top, lefty righty, easy to work with, that no one bitches about the little cutout because you're left-handed, because the slot in the back is easy to do that no one fucking bitches about.
Well, especially
So for
when you're
me-
I will change my opinion.
and if you're injection molding them into place every single time, this is a much better way for mounting a clip anyway. I don't know if people would have noticed necessarily, but on the front end of the knife, it's actually not keyed. Or sorry, it's not tooled for a driver. It actually is keyed into location, and you tighten the screw in from the clip side. So all you have to do to reverse this thing is rethread it and then tighten that screw right back down.
Yeah.
That's cool shit. And I will also throw out there that it's Benchmade. If you ask nicely enough, they might just send you a new clip. I don't know whether they're going to make these clips available or not, but you could probably just request this.
CPM saying that the green overlay looks like a wasabi grater, and now I can't unsee it.
Wasabi
Wasabi
grater
graters are like shark skin or ray skin or whatever, but same kind of idea.
that's shark skin that's covered in wasabi. That's okay.
There you go.
That being said, shit, dude, if they do a gold class with this thing, and it's shark skin, like a fucking Rockstead.
Well, now I just want sushi. Damn it.
Also, yes.
And then milled DLC titanium for the handles. Yeah.
Yeah, order me some white dragon rolls after this stream.
Make it
I tell you, Jesus
2000.
Christ. And that's not a racist
$2,000.
thing. I just like it.
He likes what he likes, folks. Yeah. Okay, so the overlay, I could definitely see it being polarizing, but I don't even necessarily want to say it's distinctive.
Okay, so I
it's
took
a good-
another picture, Joe,
Yeah.
of the thumb studs, but also of a very important feature on this knife when it comes to the handle material in particular.
Yes. Pop that guy right up there.
So if we're talking about the overlay, we might as well get into this conversation.
Yeah.
This conversation being the fact, it's not one piece of a handle. I haven't seen a disassembly yet. There was one reviewer that was teasing it, and then he brought out the screwdriver just to see what size of screws they were, because he's an asshole. But anyway,
that sounds about right. Yeah, no.
Chances of him watching this video and commenting are slim to none.
Are we under the impression that this is integral? Is that what we're talking about?
No, but I want to see how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do want to see what it looks like underneath that green taco.
It's a green taco that comes off.
Yeah, exactly. It's a green taco. 100%. It's a good use of material, though. I mean, so long we've had FRN and GFX and Grivery and Grivex and Zytel, all these injection molded handles, which are cheap to produce and very tough, but they're not doing anything interesting with the shape. At least these guys are giving us a cover. It's different. It's a good use of material where it's grippy. I think it looks good, relatively speaking.
I do like the way it interlocks as well. The gray underlay.
Yeah.
So I have a theory, sir. I have
tell.
Sirs, because I'm speaking to everyone, I suppose, here. So what is everyone's biggest complaint about a grip Killian?
Everyone's? Probably the sound when it opens.
The old clacky boy?
The old clackety clack. Man, I wish I'm going to buy one of those toys just to have it for the review channel, because whenever someone talks about a Griptilian, you can use the Christmas clacky noise. Joe, if you have one and it hasn't come up in conversation at this point, I'm going to steal Joe's clacky thing the next time we work together. Let me Okay, CJ, access lock. The spring tensions were a lot better a decade ago. You win some, you lose some. Now we get better centering and better grinds, but we lose good access locks that last 10 years or 15 years like we used to. So call them A, call them B, man.
I thought he actually had one of those clackers.
No. I just had this for
Oh.
the sound effect.
You mean
but-
I just gotta steal his sheepsword Griptilian? I have a better one. I don't want to steal that. I wanted to steal your clacker. God damn it. Dig better, Joe. Seriously.
Dig deeper. Come on.
Anyway, so my personal theory about this whole three-piece construction is the
to stop this?
two piece gets rid of the sound because it doesn't reverberate on one piece of plastic. Although that one's two pieces of plastic anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
This one's two.
Technically,
But-
in theory.
I think this one actually interconnects differently than the
It does.
Griptilian.
Yeah, it doesn't just sandwich together. It actually like slides potentially
It's like
together.
it's keyed. It's kind of keyed. Yeah.
Anyway, on top of that, they take a taco and they take this Grivery taco and they were like, shut the fuck up, Griptilian. And they put that over top of it. Because there's no way you can tell me that you couldn't just do all of the stippling on one piece of Grivery just as cheap.
Just like, well, you mean kind of like how they did these grooves here? You're telling
Or
me
on
they
the
couldn't have done
side.
checkering all the way down here? Yeah,
Or
they
on the side
probably
where
could have.
all the checkering is already there to be had on the side of the knife as well.
Well, yeah, no, I just meant like repeating that kind of pattern. Yeah,
So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. On one piece.
it would
But
have been cheaper.
this doesn't clack like a grip does. It has a little clack. It's no
It's
G10.
much quieter.
Where's my 20 CV grip? If I had known this conversation was coming up about Griptilians today, I would have pulled out some Griptilians. I kind of knew. I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy. Anyway,
That's a fact.
so my opinion is this is a whole bunch of milling and CPMD2 and an extra $50 cost on the Griptilian, so it doesn't make clacker noise.
There ain't no milling on this. This is all injection molded.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
I agree with you that they did all of this work and the three-piece construction to get rid of the clack that is the biggest
I
gripe.
honestly, I don't know exactly their motivation for doing all these layers. Sure, rigidity, but you can squeeze it together like a bug out still. So is rigidity really the answer that this is why you did all of these things? Or really, did you just do all of these cool things to not make it sound like a Christmas toy?
Yeah.
Oh, did I spell Griptilian?
So now it's replacing the Griptilian and the Freak, apparently. They're really putting all their eggs in one basket.
Wow. 0.45, 0.55, 0.65 is your blade lengths for the 3-point when it comes to grip, Redoubt,
this one right in
Super
the
Freak.
middle?
This one's right in the middle. Splits the
see?
difference. Splits the
That's-
difference between a Super Freak and a Griptilian.
And you're looking at a $40 jump American to go from the Griptilian to this.
To go from S30 to D2, which
See-
they consider a $0 transition.
Yep. Oh,
Best
but
part is I
it's
don't-
Cerakoted. It's Cerakoted, okay?
Oh, right.
You
I'm
gotta
sorry.
pay extra money for the Cerakote, even though we said we weren't gonna charge you extra money for the
We're going
Cerakote.
to talk about
Well,
the
they don't
meat
charge you
crafter
extra money over
later.
the
Just shut up.
DLC.
We're going to chat about the meat crafter and the Cerakoting and the price point later on. Let's okay. I think, are we about done here?
I think so.
I think I got everything I needed to say about the Redoubt. It's not a bad knife. Like for a new Griptilian and how to remarket a Griptilian and made an upgraded Griptilian, because you're not going to get a 20 CV. So if they did this one with an M4 or a crew wear and aluminum, people are going to scoop it up because it fits good in the hand.
This knife in aluminum with 3V or M4, I'd probably buy.
Or crew wear.
Or crewwear. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am excited.
Exactly. This platform
All
has
three of us.
potential. And this is the Griptilian version of the entry level version of said potential.
Can
But
you get a brazed
it's-
blade like Kershaw?
it's better than going with an entry level 3V
Hmm.
and jumping from there. I think this is a better entry level, and
Yeah.
this is what the marketing behind Benchmade is this is a better platform to introduce this and make a Redoubt.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong.
If they come out with
read
a
it.
smaller knife and just call it the Doubt,
I now want a brazed blade with 3V for the spine and crew wear for the edge.
No.
3-layer sand mine just to fuck with Joe.
Joe, can you mute him?
Oh, I would be happy to. After that last comment, Jesus.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Like and subscribe. See you later. Okay, so final thoughts on a readout.
Man, I feel like I'm saying this a lot lately, but damn, that's kind of pricey for what you're getting. But inflation.
Bug out and Griptilian price points reflective. This makes sense.
Within Benchmade's,
look at what a Griptilian
sure.
is. Look at what a bug out is.
Within
this knife makes
Benchmade's,
sense.
if you want to buy a Benchmade, see, but here's the thing: you don't even need to buy a Benchmade in order to get a legal version of well, it's not an Axis lock if it's not Benchmade; it's trademarked, right? But for that sliding bar style lock, you can go to other companies for that now. So
now you can, yes.
Yeah, I feel like a big reason you're not paying those patent fees anymore. So I'm sorry. Yes, it makes sense in your own price bracket, but when you look at what other companies are doing for what they're charging, I don't know that it makes as much sense. When I can get S45 and G10 in a compression lock from Spyderco for about the same price, I don't know. The price really sticks out to me.
Yeah, but you'll never convince lefties on a PM2 or a PM3, or you will on occasion, and they'll buy a lefty one, or they'll use a righty one, and they'll use it like a lockback, or they'll still do that weird closey thing somehow lefty. I don't know. Anyway,
lefties being 10% of the population, I don't know that it affects their bottom line that much.
No, but I mean,
yeah, no, I think
definitely played a part in pricing.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you read around on the internet, there's a lot of like, hey, inflation's happening, so let's raise the price of things. And not necessarily in this market. But
it's all over. But
grocery stores have been caught doing exactly that, raising prices before prices need to be raised and things like that. But
CGLA brought up, not for me, but I think it's too similar other blades in their lineup. Yeah, but depending on how they thin the herd in the next year or so,
certain options might not be there anymore.
I don't think CJLA was here when we discovered that the Super Freak is no longer on Benchmade's website.
Well, okay, so that's still a maybe. We don't know exactly what's going on with that particular situation. But again, hypothetically, if there was less options in a Benchmade lineup, all of a sudden a readout and then leaning into 2023 with some sort of new readout, maybe both readouts would actually blow up a little bit, because now you can only buy a mini Super Freak, which was a little thick behind the edge for S90, but not a bad platform for M4 when it was bigger. So so final rating, anyone on the table?
I will give this 5 Rees out of doubt.
I have a similar grading system, but you'll see.
5 out of 7. 5 out of 7. I should have.
Rees.
5 Rees out of 7 doubts. You do with that what you will. I have my doubts. That's all.
7 of them, apparently.
No, he's only got 5 out of 7.
No, he's only got 5 Rees, which means there's a doubt. There's a doubt on the end, right? There's
double doubt.
Like it's yeah. It
doesn't.
So
yes.
Yeah.
Double doubt.
And if you've got 2 doubts on the end, I think I'm going to double down on that, and I'm going to give this 4 mini bug outs worth, because I think that's roughly about the same materials to actually make this thing.
4?
Yeah.
You think?
Oh yeah, they didn't do that much skeletonizing. I mean, one of those tacos could be a mini bug out. It's
One of them tacos.
One of them taco boys. Don't worry about
that
it.
covers that orange bug out right there, man. Can't tell me you can't get a white and a black taco out of a. Or wait, no. Where are we going with this?
I don't know, but now I want tacos.
Oh,
Tacos and
man.
sushi.
Sushi, yeah. Maybe a fish taco. That's the compromise right there.
There you go.
Joe, final.
Sushi.
Oh, this is getting a pretty doubtful 6 Rees here. Just 6 of them.
6
Yeah.
reads.
But are you doubtful about all 6? Or are you doubtful about a couple of the Rees and like
I'm doubtful about the whole package, man.
all
Like
6? Okay.
all 6 of them. This is pretty sus.
So
like-
it's an all or nothing Ree situation. It's
Like,
could be no Rees. We don't know. It's a doubtful 6.
we have no way of knowing. There's just no way of
2
knowing.
Rees, could be 0 Rees, could be up to 6
Oh,
Rees, but
the
we are
doubtful
very
6.
uncertain. Yeah. 40% chance of thunderstorms, that type of situation. It's
Yeah, like it really coin toss at the end of the
For
day.
the record, that means you're going to get pounded on when it says that as far as the Weather Network
Yeah.
goes.
It's 40%. You'll be fine.
That's what that means. Noted.
Yep.
I just thought of a really stupid way to carry this dagger, and I'm going to try it tomorrow.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I have both rees and doubts about that. But
Yeah, you should. It's a dumb way to do it.
all right, so we've gone for an hour. What else we got on the plate here, boys?
There's a list, especially from Denny's today. We've got
Well, let's do the
A lot.
last one because CPM has already hinted on that. You know about it, and then I can take a government mandated break while you chat about said things.
okay.
Before we get there, I don't know if Matt's going to stay all the way to the end of stream, and there's a PSA that I want to give to him, if nobody else.
You can do that now while Dennis does his government
That's what
mandated.
I'm saying. Yeah.
What's this now? What's your PSA?
My PSA is if you are out camping and it's rainy and your high carbon steel knives rust, when you get home and you clean off said knives,
Oh.
clean up your sheets.
Should I
Yeah,
throw
I got
up?
a picture here. I got
was
a picture here.
Let me throw that picture up. Let me.
And
Let me
maybe oil the blade too while you're at it.
Oh, absolutely. I ran waxed it because that's how I roll now,
But as far as the sheath, did you find some things?
bro. Wait until it shows up on screen.
I
It's,
have. I had it saved right here. Yeah, that's an insight for sure.
Black Frost is saying a 40% chance of rain means hail.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And I'm actually pretty impressed with how my
Look,
attempts stood up.
July in Calgary means hail. Yeah. So as you can see, there's a little bit of orange on the inside of that sheath.
Just a little bit.
And I didn't take pictures, and I just fucking torqued my neck again. Damn it.
Mhm.
But anywhere where that knife touched the sheath, it's really hard to see.
Left some residue.
Started the rust again.
Yeah.
Started
Yep.
darken up again.
Yeah.
Rust spreads like a cancer, man. It's kind of brutal.
Absolutely. Through Renwax though, it did that,
Yep.
which is kind of crazy.
Indeed. Good stuff. So you're ordering a new sheath?
No, I'm gonna wash this one out.
Okay. Boiling water, some bleach should do the job. Maybe some pipe cleaners to scrub that shit out.
Some paper towels.
I have pipe cleaners. I might even hook a guy up with some pipe cleaners. I'm that connection. I'm your pipe cleaner guy.
That sounds like some kind of weird, not like innuendo, but I'm.
Oh,
I got
It
I
is.
got proper pipe cleaners with the sharp bits inside.
I
Just
see.
lost me.
Government mandated. Joe, hit the bricks there.
Oh, I thought Paul just
Even-
left at the same time. That was funny.
Even Renwax. Renwax, it rusted through Renwax.
Not
Speaking
shocked.
of, this is not high carbon, but I think I'm gonna Renwax this too. Just
You
'cause.
probably should. That thing's cool, Sal. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Paul,
Me.
are you ready to have your tits blown clean off?
Oh God, my tits.
It's not. So, this is the thing when I had said there was a big hubble above about basically nothing. Uh, it's not exactly nothing. There is something going on that's worth talking about. So, Benchmade, like CPM alluded to, has issued a cease and desist, which is not all that unusual necessarily, but it's what they issued it for.
Is it to Hogue?
No, because yeah. This is a little. This is what we meant by like it's a little spicy. It's a little bit spicy. I took a series of pictures, but I'll put up the first one that Dennis sent me here. So the long and short of it is, Benchmade issued a cease and desist to Rogue Blade Works over the infringement of their design patent, specifically the bailout. And now let me bring up some pictures here. So go. Which one of these was page 1? I think this is the first one. So this is the first page of the actual letter that was sent. So essentially, Benchmade is making a claim that they found Rogue Blade Works to be in violation of their design patent, specifically referring to the hard outline area of the knife scale here, the swelled bolster grip area of that scale. So this isn't anything super crazy. Businesses do this all the time, especially when design patent is involved, because essentially what a design patent is, it just prevents people from copying the ornamentation of your design. This is why if somebody were to make like a copy of the M16 from CRKT or the Griptilian or like a Spartacodelica and it's too similar, you can actually point to this and say, no, this is actually, we have a design patent. You can't just copy the way this thing looks, even if there's nothing else unique about it, like locking mechanism or materials used, for instance. So here's a picture of the offending items. And here's the thing. And I don't think they actually say it in the first page of the literature here. But do you see what they're calling these things? Benchmade 537 bailout scales titanium. Not scales that are made by Rogue Blade Works, not like the Lotus scales from Titanium. They don't give them a name. They don't say that they're a scale that's compatible with a knife. They say that these are Benchmade 537 bailout scales in titanium.
Yeah.
So there's nothing here that really would make people think that this isn't designed by Rogue Blade Works. It basically is saying, no, this is very much the Benchmade design. And I personally think that's more why Benchmade sent the cease and desist. Because if you think about like the Lotus scales that fit on the bug outs, those profiles are basically the same. And I'm pretty sure there's a design patent on the bug out as well.
But they do add some things on the titanium scales to make them slightly different, if nothing else.
And I was going to say, just for clarification, you're thinking crossfade because the Lotus is a PM2 thing, not a bug out thing.
Yeah, they have the similar
Continue
stuff.
on.
Yeah. Third page of the document here is essentially a write-up explaining what they want them to do, basically to avoid legal action. So they basically give them a week and they say, you have to cease and desist any further activity. Essentially, stop having these things made, stop selling them, stop advertising them. Yeah.
They give them a week.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Even Hendry gave a couple weeks, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the...
You don't have to respond to that. That was just a smart ass comment.
Fair. Yeah. So on the one hand, I don't know really much about patent law, much less design patent law. But from what I do understand, if you don't exercise your legal right to enforce patent law,
you lose it.
You lose the defensibility of your position in the future. So if a judge were to say, let's say in some future case that Benchmade's like, well, these guys are making literal clones of the Benchmade bailout or bug out or whatever, and we want to stop them, we want to sue them for doing this, for damages, a judge might look at this and say, well, you didn't stop 30 other companies from copying your designs previously. So why would you expect these people to think that you care that people are cloning your design? Like, you're supposed to uphold this. And there is, I believe, in fact, a legal obligation to pursue the defense of your copyright. And all that means is a cease and desist. You don't actually have to sue someone in order to say that you attempted to defend your work. For instance, you can have somebody who can't afford the lawyer team that would be involved to actually sue someone, but you can send them a cease and desist and then petition lawyers after the fact. So this is a really minimal amount of action. Effectively, from the wording of this document, it sounds like as long as they change the design of the scale enough to not be easily confused with an official scale, I don't imagine there would be much of a problem.
I was going to ask, because CJLA asked in chat, what if they just rename the scales?
That could be part of it.
A little bit more.
I think because they went to the trouble of actually pointing out the flared top and bottom of the scale, they would have to do some redesigned work. But we have to remember that there are companies like Flytanium who produce, apparently without Benchmade caring, scales that are advertised as being made for Benchmade knives. And clearly,
I wonder if there's a difference. I don't know if Flytanium approaches companies and asks. I think might be a difference.
I think that might be the situation. There is a very, very, very good chance in my mind that Benchmade has an unofficial program where if a company wants to make aftermarket components, there might be some sort of a financial agreement there. It may not necessarily be financial even, but there could be an agreement that says, hey, yes, you are allowed to make, with our permission, aftermarket scales for our knives. The reason why people are getting upset is because this looks to be a situation where Benchmade is stepping on a small-time scale producer.
But this, okay, a couple things. This isn't the first time Rogue Blade Works has come under scrutiny. I can't remember exactly what the controversy was several years ago, but there was some controversy 4 or 5 years ago.
This is the first time I've ever heard of them. So that's interesting to hear, that this isn't the first time that they've been legally questioned.
And not necessarily with Benchmade, but I think it was all more about like money exchanging hands, product being promised, blah, 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 ETA wait times, ignoring responses, YouTube reviewers not being happy about angry comments. Might have been, thanks for pulling me away from my machine so I can answer your email instead of trying to get this done. There was something in there.
Cool.
And again, don't quote any of what I've just said. These are all just hypotheticals, but I had thought
that sounds like a Survive Knives type situation right there.
4 or 5 years ago, some shenanigans where Rogue Blade Works had come under the spotlight and had been doing good since. Had come up with really good things, heard awesome reviews. Anyone I know that has any sort of Rogue Blade Works scale seems to be super, super happy with them since original controversy happened several years ago up until this point now. And this isn't necessarily even a controversy. It's just Benchmade saying, hey, stop doing what you're doing, right? So,
question.
Yeah.
We know somebody with G10 aftermarket scales for a bug out.
Okay.
They are basically spot on to the original, are they not?
Titanium or Rogue?
I'm not sure. I was wondering if you knew.
They aren't spot on, though.
I think Flytanium with the bug out, but it's the flare. It's probably the flared up guard on the bailout. That's what Joe was showing us the picture of about the pants earlier. So
I'm just wondering if it was the same company.
Well, and here's the thing: I'm actually not, and I haven't checked on the design patent for the for the bug out specifically. But if they don't have one for the bug out and they do on the bailout,
that might also explain why there's so many scale options for the bug out that you don't get for the bailout.
So my other second point with this whole cease and desist thing that is come up with Benchmade and the bailout and the whole 9 yards, one of the greatest comments I've heard so far, but it's not actually 100% true. I still appreciated the comment was everyone who bought these scales bought a Benchmade first.
Yep.
You didn't buy these scales without already giving money to Benchmade.
Yes.
Now, the exception to that rule is goddamn clones. And if I happen to buy a clone of a bailout somewhere along the way and happen to put Rogue Blade Work scales on it to make an upgraded clone, that's, I'm sure, a thing that happens from time to time, but why you would pay aftermarket scales on an already trying to save money on a cheap knife is beyond me. So I'm sure it doesn't happen that often.
It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Hey, man, pig was cute.
No comment.
Whatever you say, Welshman.
Whenever they squeal, I'm telling you.
So here's something interesting. Benchmade.com/pat brings you to their patents page.
Of course it does.
But not only do they have patents for things like the Axis Assist or the Axis Assist safety, they have the bailout listed. Do you know what's notably absent? The bug out. Bug out seems to be a little bit absent.
Well, that's because too many people have already made it, you see. When in doubt, make a
I
bug
kind of
out.
talked myself into the idea that maybe they wanted that aftermarket for that knife.
It's
Because
not that they
sell those knives
okay,
sometimes.
but here's the thing. You can absolutely have a design patent on something and then have it as a company policy that aftermarket products are more than welcome and have a public statement about it. You can still legally own it, and therefore, if like somebody makes, I don't know.
Didn't Spyderco do that with the PM2?
I think they did, yes.
Like, that's exactly the example you're talking about, is them saying like, hey, we realize everyone's customizing this shit, but here's the rules if you do. Like, it's
yeah. Like, basically, it's like, hey, I'd rather people didn't make scales for my knife and have, like, I don't know, swastikas all over it or something. I don't know. Sure, and in that case, they could say, hey, stop it. That goes against what we want.
Okay.
But
the brand is Artisan Cutlery, man. It's not their fault, okay?
It is
their fault.
Change that goddamn
it's someone's fault. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Fucking awful.
Sorry to derail.
Your market is almost entirely a Western audience. What the fuck? Anyway, yeah, so, but even looking at, like, the fact isn't listed here. There's a lot of Benchmade names that just don't show up here. The Barrage isn't here for some reason, and that's a pretty distinctive.
But the Flyway is.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of weird how some of this stuff is listed and some of it isn't. And it's possible that there are items that are officially patented, design patented by Benchmade, that are not listed here.
The immunity is. Yeah. They barely even admit that knife exists.
The Redoubt is here.
We'll let you know when we need that patent. That's what that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, of course, they got a taco. You got to patent that shit.
Got it.
They got a patent for nitrous.
Taco.
The nitro assist.
Yep. Yeah, that's how to. But that's a mechanical patent. So you figure there would be a patent on that. A design patent seems a little bit more superfluous in a lot of situations. But anyway, point being, this is silly shit.
How does a dual action access lock work?
The dual action access?
Yeah.
It goes.
I assume when they say dual action, they mean automatic dual action. How do you make that work with an access lock? Is it a button and an access lock?
It works like this. A discontinued model from the looks of things. I guess this is quite literally a double action. So you would press the access lock, it fires, and then you can move the thumb studs to open it manually.
Okay.
So it's a dual action, as in you don't feel the spring tension when you open it, but when you fire the springs, it would fire. I have that knife too. I bought it off of Joe. It's called the Purdue.
You can get the. What's it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway,
that's a much better version. I don't like the way
this knife looks. You can get a large Adamas, or at least you could back in the day, as an auto.
Yep.
I wonder if you could thumb stud flick that guy and have it, and that one would be classified. No.
The auto doesn't have thumb studs on the Automass. It's locked until you fire it.
A lot of the autos won't open without firing. It's a
Neat.
safety to keep them closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Bedlam. Sorry, Cold Steel.
Hey man, don't hate on the Bedlam.
Hey, don't hate on the Talwar.
I'm not. They're both great.
My Talwar is better than your Bedlam.
I mean,
My
yeah.
my Talwar is better than your Bedlam, but not as good as your Talwar.
I don't know if your Talwar is better than the Bedlam.
It might be.
XHP? It is.
Oh, it is.
Only by like this
anyway,
much. I like the handle on the original Bedlam anyway.
Let's do a blade swap, Joe.
Jesus. Yeah, sure. This back would work great in there.
Let's figure it out.
Wait. I've got a Sierra KT ritual. Let's get in on this.
Three-way blade swap. God awful.
What do you think this is? A K390 Dragonfly? Come on.
Who ends up being the swashbuckler?
I think we all know here, Paul.
Oh, God damn it.
So
Joe, I was gonna say Joe. He's the one that likes Sierra KT. Stick him with that shit.
give me. I start with an XHP blade and I end up with a 12C Sandvik. Come on.
Wow, that's the cards you were dealt.
That is not the game I'm playing.
I didn't make the rules. I just made them.
I didn't violate any. I didn't violate any patents. Why am I in trouble? Come on.
I didn't violate it. Not yet.
Uh-oh. Ugh. Yeah. Anyway, this is a whole hot mess, but it was definitely fun to talk about.
Anyway, yeah, indeed. Segueing into stealing things from Benchmade, there was one where there was a link with 2 pictures or 3 pictures. No, it was the email with 3 pictures.
You're gonna make me reference my email. Yeah, you sure are. Okay.
I don't know.
Well, there's no link with the 3 pictures. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah. So the first one is the fact that Kaiser's getting on the access train.
Okay. Well,
I don't know
do
if
that
you
one
knew
first.
that. Yeah. Because there's 2 pictures of that. And I don't know if you knew that, Paul, but Kaiser's now in the access lock train. They just came out with their first one. And they were like, hey, what can we do here?
Do they use a Mega Springs too?
Oh no, they use, I don't even know what they're called. Joe's going to bring the picture up so we can all see it. There it is.
Gemini spring system.
We had to make it sound Latin.
I mean, yeah.
Wait, what's another astrological term we can use? Perfect. Cancer springs. Yeah, that sounds like what Joe gets when he buys a Benchmade. Yeah. Cancer springs.
Pretty much.
Huh. That looks significantly like a bug out.
Don't worry about it. It might be a Squid XL. Don't worry about that too.
That blade is extremely squiddy.
Clutch lock system.
Yeah.
Don't you clutch your lock?
How many gears does it have?
1.
Reverse. By that I mean don't buy this knife. Walk away from it. Go in reverse.
Really? But it's 154 cm.
It's literally Omega Springs.
Yeah, it's literally just the. Oh, did you not see it till now?
No, it's Gemini springs. That's in their patent. Shut up.
They have a patent?
No.
I thought they were different. They're just legally distinct.
Oh, you got me. You son of a bitch.
They have a patent. We were just talking about it. It was
like, imagine how? This and then
like
Benchmade?
Yeah, like how could you have done this?
Well played, Kaiser. Well played.
Didn't even they were just licensed to use it. Oh fuck. All right.
Okay, so the other.
Why are there so many goddamn holes?
I like the
because they were also making a Ken Onion Gusset from Sierra KT or a
no
Gerber ripstop or a paraframe.
No, the holes for the Gemini spring to pinch into on the frame. There's like 5 of them. Is it called the Gemini spring system just because you can change the tension depending on where you put that spring? Because if so, That's a full fucking use of that spring.
25 adjustable options.
Yeah.
So they're saying that you can go lefty righty depending on how much you wear it out. You could put all the spring tension hard on one side and soft on the other. I take it back, Kaiser. That's playing around with Omega Springs in all sorts of stupid ways.
That's more innovation than Benchmade's ever put into the axis lock.
Doesn't that just increase the chances of breaking springs if you're putting them under more pressure?
Not if
Depends on
they're
the heat treatment. Yeah.
and not if they're rated for the higher pressures. And then if you're just using them at the lower pressures, it's not going to matter as much.
Then it's just going to be weak
Omega
again.
springs in general,
That's
not just weak.
They
bullshit.
win for me.
No,
They win for Joe. They win
because-
for everybody.
Honestly, because like look at the Hogue springs. The numbers of failures I've heard from those has been very minimal compared to the amount of broken springs I hear about from Benchmade.
Do they
Now,
Omega spring too?
Oh yeah, the Hogue Deca uses Omega springs. It's exactly the same mechanism. I think the only reason they call this Gemini spring system is because it has those
bolts.
5 points. If they're not actually Gemini
So-
springs, they're still Omega springs. They're just in the Gemini spring system.
So here's a question. How does it add up to 25 though?
Because you can have one in the forward, one in the backwards, one in the forward, one in the second from the front, one in
I
the
got you.
forward, one
5
from
times
the
5. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
stupid.
it's
Yeah.
no, it's retarded. They shouldn't say that there's 25 adjustable options. There's 5 settings per side, but whatever.
It is
Yeah, but
25.
that is
yeah.
25.
Yeah,
I know, but-
I'm just dumb. Yeah.
No,
That's fine.
it's but it's okay. And I said Benchmade has never innovated that. That's not true. They did the APB system, which they dumped after one fucking model.
Okay, they
Um,
also did the Fact Omega Springs, which you
They
own. So
did.
shut the fuck up.
Yes, and I was gonna get to that. Don't worry. I still haven't broken either
They
of these
did
springs
things right once. Shut
once, and then never again. They did 2 good
And then
models.
they
with
were like, yeah.
Yeah, like fuck you guys. You
up. That extra twist is way too expensive. Let's stop doing that.
man, like I would own so many more Benchmade designs if they would just go to use those Curly Q springs instead.
I'm tempted to take them out of my SHOT Show Fact and just play around with which models they actually work with.
Tell
You
me,
should
let me
take
know.
your normal Fact apart and just see what, and then get replacement figs for a Fact. Wait, who owns a normal Fact?
Both of
You
us.
do. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need some replacement Omega Springs for a Fact. I'm just saying. Hypothetically, if one of yours were to break, wink, wink,
No, you know
We
what?
could-
It
we
didn't
could
break.
play around.
I dropped it in the snow over winter. Didn't find it till the next year. Everything's rusted. The springs are ruined. I need new ones.
Well, that voice of warranty, that's
Yeah.
not a good story.
Being left out in the winter.
Negligence, definitely voice warranty on Benchmade's website.
Oh,
Come on, you
they're not.
can't vocalize that shit, Paul. We're counting on your
But they're
fact
not-
to not drop in the snow over winter and still breaking a mega spring. That might
Can we talk
happen.
about the fact that the lanyard hole on this thing is exactly almost exactly like a bug out?
Almost like a penguin.
That too. But
Yeah.
also, buggity.
And I actually
bug-
had one other picture. It's funny that you bring up a bug out.
It's like a bug out, only heavier.
Yeah, very much like a penguin.
Is this the
Yeah.
picture you mean?
So there was a guy once upon a time that made a really, really awesome modification on a knife. So awesome indeed that AliExpress and Wish copied it, and it was a Blade Drops design. And they took a bug out and they made a chopped down version of it. And then Kaiser made it.
And Kevin was like, "Oh, that's a great idea."
I'm
Aw.
not saying Blade Chop should maybe bitch and moan about the fact that this knife isn't quite the same.
Look,
But
it's
is it
got a
quite
Gemini
off?
spring system, sir. It's legally distinct.
Little hint
Okay.
of a swedge on the
The
back.
back. I was just gonna say the back of the knife is different, but
It is.
but the blades are pretty close. The forward's part shape of the handle. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities, but
And it reminds me of something on the back end of this Kaiser model, and I almost thought it was Ontario Rat, but then I looked at an Ontario Rat. I'm like, it's not quite one of those, but it's close. It's yeah.
Hmm.
So it's got even the back end. The handle is something, and then the blade is a couple things, and then Kaiser was like, turder.
worst part
Like,
is
these
it's
two things.
a pretty decent looking knife at the end. But
Hey, shut your face.
I like that blade shape.
I do too. I'm
Yeah.
not so sure I like that swedge the way it is, but it's all right.
I don't hate it. Reminds me of the calamari hunter, the Kalahari hunter from Bark River.
Dude, what would a calamari hunter look like?
I don't know, but I want to design it right now.
Yeah.
It's a dive knife. Like
Of course
you
it
guys.
Yeah. It's a solid pentagon.
It's a SOG pentagon in.
But good.
Oh yeah, like crewware or some shit. Nah, it's a dive knife.
No,
LC 200.
Magna, it's a dive knife. You're a monster.
LC 200.
Magna.
Oh, yeah, okay, Magna.
Magna cut.
What a waste of Magna cut.
Magma. I mean Magna.
Liquid hot magma cut. I mean Magna cut.
That's what I'm gonna refer to from now
Not
on.
at a 59 Rockwell.
No, that is not liquid hot. That is
No.
liquid cold.
Weak sauce.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's neat as shit.
so the fact that there's 5 little adjustable things, I didn't notice that. Little more credit, but at the same time, yeah, man, everyone's jumping on that train.
Hey
a good
man,
train to
like I
be on.
said, it's like a bug out, only heavier.
Dude,
It's got a full
if,
frame.
if these...
And again, the black on black version totally looks like a Squid XL. Like, especially when it's skeletonized like that. Like, damn, son. XM,
Look.
sorry, extra medium. It's not an XL.
if
It's all
there's
sorts of extra medium. This
if-
knife might live up to the extra medium name.
if there's a point in the near future where Axis style locks proliferate the same way frame locks have across different companies, dude, I'm all fucking about that future. Just better springs.
Well, it's
please.
already here.
What,
Well-
dude? Can you get replacement springs for this and put them in your Benchmade?
Oh,
What are you talking
the
about?
spacing may not be
I
right,
already
but still.
own. I already own this, whatever this thing is called. What is this knife called? I don't even know.
This is your topic, Matt. I don't know what this thing's called. I
The
don't.
clutch. I don't know. That's not right.
I'd say it's the Gemini, but they already had one of those, right?
I don't even know. It's on Kaiser's social media, but I only have the 3 pictures. I don't know what the knife is called.
That's fucking funny.
I just know they came out with an access lock. That was the important takeaway here.
That is the
Jesus
important
Christ.
takeaway. Yes, yes.
It's the Kaiser something or other.
The Kaiser Sose. Wait, that knife already exists.
Yeah.
Paul, why don't you own that knife already?
You should.
Like, it's a
The
dagger, and it's the Kaiser Soze.
Okay, where is it?
You don't know
already
what it
looked at
is?
it, and then it got eclipsed by the Wii knife, whatever that dagger was.
Here, I'm
The
bringing up a
Eidolon.
picture for you.
Thank
It
you.
was the
It's an Ishin
Eidolon.
too.
Google.
I forgot about that.
Oh, really? Why don't you have that knife instead of? Who cares about the?
Oh, dude, I
whatever
forgot.
the hell.
Are you
you-
hating on my angst?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mate, yeah.
No, you're Arrakis. Who cares about that? Buy this instead.
Actually, you should get this over the Arrakis.
Choose.
Dude, look at
this
that
knife.
handle. Look at that knife, dude.
Oh no!
It's an Elijah Isham design. That's the
Is it
right
really?
answer, you son of a bitch. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but we've already finalized an order.
I don't think.
Kinda
No, we
fucking
haven't.
there.
No, because we need to. Anyway, there's behind the scenes things that we
Okay.
haven't finalized. Anything
Wait,
yet.
wait a fucking second. That's a corner flipper too?
Yeah.
Oh,
With a
son
coffin
of a
handle and
bitch.
an Elijah Isham. Think about it, dude. Think about it. There's probably variations of this shit on the market. I almost
If-
guaranteed it.
If we can still get it, I might actually go in for one.
Can you get a Damascene or Damascus version of it?
That'd be hot. I don't know.
I'm just
Uh,
saying. I'm just saying. You boys got all hot and heavy with your Elijah Isham designs. Get away from
Not all
my
of them.
Pleroma, Paul. The moral of the story is get away from
I
my
don't want the
Pleroma.
Pleroma. I want the Arrakis. I want one of these too.
I
Dude,
know.
look at even the titanium version.
The
I
price
normally
is right. I can just order one of these.
it's discode though.
Oh, well
Yeah,
then
I
why
don't
you
really.
telling me about it?
I don't know. I didn't know it was disco. I don't know these things. I don't
You-
have an in with
Boxes
Wii
and
knives.
pop bag.
Oh no, this is Kaiser. That
Kaiser makes the
That's a good
Soze?
looking knife.
Oh yeah, that's right.
but
I'm
Kaiser
stupid.
Soze. That's how we got here.
Oh yeah.
He's been
Oh yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
To be fair, this has a similar feel to the Fox Saturn. Thinner, longer blade, but like the overall profile of when it closes up and the entire thing tucks away into the handle,
Yeah.
tapering handle, tapering dagger blade.
It's nice.
Is it swedged enough to be double edged?
Probably.
We could take a look at a
It looks
close
like it.
picture.
It's closed.
Oh
completely
yeah,
concealed.
I'll give
That's-
it back.
Yeah.
definitely thin enough. Oh, son of a
A
bitch!
little
I'm gonna
back
be looking.
scratcher.
I'm gonna be gotta be looking for these on secondary now. Sweet.
Anyway, continue on. Let us know how that works out. I'm frozen. That's awesome.
A little bit. Hey Joe,
Yeah,
we're working tomorrow. We should look for things.
we should.
Just on the off chance.
There's anyway. We do
Okay,
have
I
a
got-
handful of other things.
I got
That's
two more
still
sweet
fun.
topics.
What? Sorry,
Don't worry
glitched.
about it. You can
you
hear
glitched
my
out of it?
audio. It's
He looks like he's looking into the middle
Oh,
of
yeah,
this.
still
He's
glitched.
like he's eye fucking somebody in the audience. I don't know.
Hey,
Who.
don't worry about it.
Keep those.
It's been a
I
little
know,
too
it's like-
active this week. I'm back.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back, guys.
Welcome back.
So,
Shout out to Sabenza, by the way, for the record. I'm glad to be a Sabenza bunny. It's for sure.
what do you want me to pop up next?
Okay, this one caught me by surprise today. Let's go to the one that was the link that was scrambled, as well as the one picture.
Sure. It's
Bring up the
making me-
picture first.
the picture.
Yeah.
All right. Just it isn't letting me copy them. Hold on.
So
Here it
Viper
is.
Viper knives, which has been on my radar the last 2 to 3 years. Yeah. Anyway, Paul,
This is a big chat.
back with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Viper knives has really been like the up and coming between the Bearus, the Lily, the like Hug, there's a whole bunch of knives that have been really impressing me from Viper lately. They came out with a collection this year that was super sexy.
Bam.
If Joe can bring up, yeah, I think that did come up.
It did. That is the bam. God
Bam.
damn. I'm glad I
So-
didn't look at this before. God damn.
Mother of Pearl. There you go. Limited edition. They did the key, the twin, and the hug. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember this thing.
Yeah. The hug in particular had the sunburst titanium that was dark and brown the last year or so. I've been talking about it. The Blade Show, I even mentioned it because they were the titanium slip joints from Viper knives that I keep on coming back to as being like kind of sexy. Kind of sexy. Yeah. They did a mother of pearl version of it.
So which one's which?
So the hug is the middle one.
Okay, that's the good one.
The twin, I believe, is the top. The key is the bottom.
I
Or-
like the look of that twin.
I like the
yeah.
look of that hug.
Yeah, the hug has been on my radar. You guys have been ignoring what I've been saying for the last year. That's fine. It's
No,
fine. Don't worry about it.
I've agreed with you. I wanted the red one.
The red micarta one, it was okay, but then they came out with the darkened titanium with the gold sunbursty patterns on them, and they stepped their
that was
game
also
up
those are cool, but
on
you
the hugs.
got my attention with the mother of pearl. Want me to click over to that link?
Click to the link, please, sir.
Yes.
Now,
Clonk
what
it, Joe, clonk it.
Ooh.
Now, what you may or may not have realized with the first picture that I showed you was this was a collection that you have to buy together, sir.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, sir. That's
So you-
what I did not realize either, sir.
Would
Oh.
you sirs like to go 3 ways?
€970.
Oh, sir. Oh, sir. So, would you like to do a 3-way split on a
Yeah.
mother of pearl collection?
Yeah, I kind of do. That's what I'm saying.
Which one of us gets the hug though?
Well, me, obviously. Screw you, hippie. You're gonna have to go with the harpoony looking, and that's not a bad looking knife. Don't get me wrong. If you went back to the collection or even clicked on the 3 options
Yeah.
in this collection,
Yeah, I've got him
that
here.
guy there is not a bad looking knife.
No.
But damn, son, €1,000 dropped in your face. I thought you could maybe buy these 3 individually, and that would kind of cool to be getting a mother of pearl hug. And on Viper's social media, they said cool Christmas present for your ultimate knife lover, and I was putting it on my list for a mother of pearl hug because, goddamn, that'd be
So
a
now,
sweet Christmas.
here's
present.
the thing. Here's the thing. Even after splitting it 3 ways, That's still
Shut your
450
fucking
bucks
mouth.
each.
Polar bear dollars. I hate
Yeah.
you.
I
Yeah,
can buy Arrakis instead.
it's so fucking expensive, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's too bad. Because those are gorgeous.
Holy crap, right?
Is
Okay,
the
Viper's
glass
been
made of is the glass made out of like ebony wood and like
Oh, dude, the display
artisan
is
glass?
shit, son.
Yeah, that's that. Oh,
That's another
that.
thing. Who gets the case?
Oh, is it
I
magnetized?
don't care. I don't care. You can have it. Fuck. You have to.
Does it spin like a lazy Susan?
You can put your gold class bug out in the other spot. Like,
There you go.
seriously. And now
Okay.
this just makes me want to look at knife displays that have more than 3 slots that look like this. Because this would be a fantastic knife display thing that would just be a rotary shit like that. Yeah.
Well, that's cool as shit. Thanks for
Yeah.
making me lust after some knives that I can't fucking afford.
I saw it literally like maybe 2 or 3 hours ago, like before streaming.
Oh.
And as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, mother of pearl hug, that's gorgeous! Like that's gentlemanly type of shit."
Yeah, it is.
I agree with Justin here. I'd rather have a HOTAS set up as well.
What was this? I'd rather have a HOTAS.
Yeah. Hands-on throttle and
It's pronounced hot ass.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just
shaking
It's
my
a
head.
whole like
It's for flying simulators and shit. Yeah. Actually, I've seen a couple where guys are playing. I think is it TIE Fighter, the new version of TIE Fighter. It looks pretty sick,
Yeah.
but man, that's expensive.
yeah.
That hurts. I guess it's gold sunburst instead. How much was
So,
that one?
The gold
$1,000?
sunburst. No, it's like reasonable. And
It's only
M39 and M390 or some shit. No, I think it's under 3.
Canadian or
Yeah.
Euro?
No, polar bear dollars.
Okay. I'm into that.
Their website's being slow as shit. Otherwise,
I think you can get a sunbursty for in that like 220, 250 marker
Okay.
with M390 and titanium and fancy shit. And
Now,
yeah.
Like I said, I would still even take the red one. I like the red one originally.
Is this
too.
some? Oh, none of. Oh, there's no pictures. Oh, okay, but it gives us a list.
What's this now?
Dick Richards is talking about buying the entire Cold Steel Bowie collection for the same price. Yeah, but it's good luck finding the entire.
Yeah,
Cold
not anymore. Once they come out in 3V, you'll get one.
Yeah.
Also-
No shit.
It's called the Kukri. Okay, to throw it out there, Gold Sunburst on an American retailer is going for $130 American, $137 for the black and gold one,
Really, that's it?
$143 for the black and gold one with the black blade. So $137 would be my that's it. $137 American is what we're looking at for Bald Eagle dollars, M390. Yeah, that's probably going to be Christmas wish list.
Yeah, I don't think that's the wrong choice.
That's a sweet knife. Like I said, Viper's been up and coming. They came out with G-Town lilies, and I've been looking at that lily that no one cares about for the last 3 years.
Yeah. Who makes?
Anyway, what?
I forget the name of it. That's the problem
Cool.
there.
Good story,
It's the one
bro.
that's green anode with the kind of flowy design through it. And I think it has like a bit of a hawkbill to it. Kaiser?
That is Artisan. Nope. Best Tech. The Best Tech Ivy. It's that weird one that designer that came out with like 3 or 4 that I really
Joe,
dug last year.
We got sex chat and want to ban somebody for us?
Oh,
Sweet.
good times. Yeah, I choose not to participate in the last 6. Cool story, bro.
It's
Um.
obliged.
Anyway, what were we talking about before that?
Viper? Knives. And them
Nice.
being an awesome value. Up and comers.
Yeah.
Christmas 2022.
Anyway, yeah, not a bad option for sure. I have one more topic, and then we can probably get the hell out of Dodge.
Sounds good to me.
Oh yeah, the best tech. That's what we were talking about. What was his name? Ostap Hell
Yes.
design. He made 3 or 4, and he made a Hawk Billy looking sexy son of a bitch. Yeah. That's the one Paul's talking about right now.
I'm sorry, I was banning people.
It is the Ivy.
That's okay.
Best Tech Ivy. You are correct.
That's the knife you guys are talking about.
That
Yeah.
was similar to
Yeah, okay.
what we were just looking at. Yeah.
Was there one
Similar
more
size
topic?
titanium handle.
Yeah, there was one more quick one. There was a link as well as one picture.
A link as well as oh, I got the picture. I don't think I got the link.
The Meat Crafter.
View. Yes. Okay, I'll grab that one now.
The Meat Crafter.
Link or
It came
picture
out.
first?
Let's go link first. Is the better choice here.
Okay.
If y'all don't know that the Redoubt and the green G10 Meat Crafter got released at the same time. We might talk about the green G10 Meat Crafter next week. Who knows? There's a lot on our plate next week, probably. But I figured we could dabble on it now. It might not be a first impressions. It's just the fact that it is out. If you could click on said link and click on the green one and zoom in on the green one. This is directly from their catalog, from their website.
Oh, we're going here.
Oh, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Good.
So this is on their catalog. This is their 2022 catalog that you can download currently. It currently has the green G10 one with a slightly different green color, but we'll get into that when we do the review. With an MSRP of 350 of the American Eagle dollars on their website.
Yep.
Now, some of us were nice enough to get the original catalog that came out in January. And some of us had access to the original catalog
We
that
get
came out
that
in
because
January.
we're nice. That's neat.
What's that?
We get that because we're nice.
Oh, I think anyone who probably participated at the SHOT Show probably had a chance to check out the same said catalog. And it was public knowledge about the same said catalog. But if you look at the picture that I took from same said catalog,
There it is. Something's off. Something's off about that.
we'll have a MSRP that is a
It does say on their own catalog, as well as the thing on the website, that product specs subject to change. And I don't know if price counts as spec, but they'd probably argue it in court.
they could.
I
Yeah.
don't think
But-
they did anything illegal necessarily, but
No.
It's a kick in the pants
kind of shady, kind of crappy.
because I want this friggin' knife. And
So
it's fucking expensive.
from January to July is what it is.
To be fair, though, from January to July, inflation went up pretty substantially in North America.
I understand that. But from January to July,
So
the carbon fiber one didn't change.
That's fair. You got me there.
also, if we're talking about inflation is projected to be at 8% this year, is the increase. That's for the
Yep.
year. But let's just say that it just happened to happen all at once. $300 plus 8%.
Oh no,
It's
You're
300
looking at like
No.
like
I'm saying if a year's worth of inflation hit all at once, for what it's projected to go up, it would still be $324.
oh yeah. 350 is significantly larger.
But I
Yeah.
did say earlier that grocery stores were caught adjusting prices beyond
Yep. Yeah,
inflation and stuff like that. So that falls right into this for sure.
100%.
So I get it. Materials, it's hard to come by. Production is slower. All of a sudden, all of the resources to be had have been a lot harder to come by, and everyone's building up those backstock banks and so on and so forth. But damn, son, damn. That's it. That's all I got. Damn, son.
It's a bit of a jump
Yeah.
from, yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
A
And-
6. It
And
went
for the
up.
record, I don't even know what is the American Eagle dollar for the orange carbon fiber one. I only know polar bear dollars on that particular one.
Well, listed live catalog right now is 400.
400 US MSRP.
This is on the link you sent me. So Benchmade's 2022 live on their
Okay.
site now. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So that one- Did that one meet inflation in Canada? Or not inflation, but the same amount of increase? I don't think it did.
Not quite. No, I mean, because
if
again,
you did like a direct conversion of 400 to Canadian, it's more than 460, right?
no, yeah, we would be much more competitive on those pricing, but again, MAP pricing, and we don't want to necessarily dabble too much into that.
No.
But yeah.
I'm just interested in the fact that they kind of did one of these.
Okay.
Rather than,
So I joked around about it. I can't even remember which one of you guys I was joking about. I think it was Joe, and they were talking about more for the Serracoating and more for the blah blah blah. But they just realized that they just converted all of their coatings over to Serracoating. They made an announcement last year that Benchmade was going to start converting all of their coatings to Serracoatings, and their price point wasn't supposed to go up. So all of a sudden, the carbon fiber one with the orange Serracoating was harder to justify for this higher price point, and
It's
people
not,
are
though,
like,
because they were saying it wasn't going to go up over the DLC cost, which is already more expensive.
it
This is more-
is.
This
Yes.
is significantly more. This is $60 more rather than the $10 more.
Hang on a second, but in the catalog, it was $100 more
yeah,
because it went from 300 to 400 in the catalog.
and I agree with you on that.
And it went in the catalog, it went from $100 difference. And all of a sudden, people are like, is the Serracoating and the 3D milling on the carbon fiber handle, because that's part of the price point as well, is the milling on the carbon fiber handle. And well done, milling on the carbon fiber handle, mind you. But is that worth $100 more in the catalog?
I don't know the answer to this question, but how difficult is it to get Cerakote to stick to a flexible blade? Because I was impressed by the fact that that blade is still flexible.
As long as it's baked on properly when it's on there, I don't think flexibility matters.
Like I said, that just surprises me.
Yeah, I think
it's
because
ceramic.
of the surfaces but it's powdered, right? So because of the surfaces that it goes on, you can have parts that move and ripple and flow, and I don't think Ceracoating is affected too much, like peeling, like
I know it
DLC
goes
or painted
on
coatings.
as a powder, but
Yeah.
like powder coating, once it's baked, becomes a single layer. I don't know
Yeah.
how Cerakoting works.
I think Ceracoating is pretty pliable. Don't quote me on that, but I believe there's materials that definitely have to have some sort of ripple and movement and things like that are Ceracoated. Even firearms to some degree have some
Rifle barrels and stuff
shock
like
and
that.
some ripple that
Thermal expansion is going to be the one thing you might be concerned about with a firearm, I would think. So that kind of tracks, yeah.
but I kind of joked around that people couldn't justify why those prices were so far different. So rather than Benchmade creeping a carbon fiber one down a little bit, they're like, no.
Well,
This
I think-
this one's doing good. We're gonna do good, and we're just gonna make this one there, here, and
So-
then everyone will buy it.
The actual price difference between G10 and carbon fiber stock, for the record, there's
Negligible?
a
Significant?
there's a significant difference in price. But I'm leaning with Dennis on that last little observation there, because it should mean that the cheaper bead crafter should be a lot cheaper if they're using carbon fiber to justify it.
No,
Yeah,
and I agree with you. I'm annoyed that I am going to buy this knife at the cost that it's going to cost me.
Yeah.
Well, I could point you towards some very, very practical boning knives if you wanted one, but
Yeah, but I don't.
I want the most impractical boning knife you can offer me for the market right now.
No, I want a fillet knife, and I want a fillet knife that actually holds an edge, not like every other shitty fillet knife on the market.
There's a Tops fillet with S35.
Yeah, but they heat treat by eye, and I'm not convinced on that for S35.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if they
convinced on
do.
I am absolutely convinced on their 1095 for sure.
I was going to say, I don't know if they do with their S35. I've seen their 1095 process. I haven't seen their S35 process, so I can't actually factually say that.
I wonder if they outsource to Peters or not.
Paul can, and he's going to get sued, but that's cool.
No, I'm just throwing out. If that's the way they do it, I don't want it. It's basically all I'm saying.
Way to
I don't think that is really the way that they actually do it.
I don't know.
I don't think that's a smart way to do S35.
With the temperature ranges you need to keep on while you're doing it, it's not a smart way to do it now.
In a stainless steel envelope, like most people are doing their stainless, like
Oh,
S30s
dude.
and S35s and stuff.
I have seen what happens if S35 is exposed to oxygen unexpectedly in a kiln. It's not great. You end up with a very expensive lump of carbon.
I was just saying carburized.
Oh, dude, that just horrible. If I could find the scrap, I'll send pictures at some point. It's gone off.
Yeah.
Is telling me to use the Benchmade Anonymous as a fillet knife, but that knife's not flexible, so that doesn't help me at all. Unfortunately.
Thanks for your suggestions, though, folks. But I think that rounds us out. Unless there was anything else I'm forgetting about. We did Paul's unfortunate sheath.
It's not even unfortunate. I should have known better when I put everything together.
That's still that. Yeah, I think we actually covered it tonight. Wow, I didn't know if we'd get through all that.
Wow, it's 2 hours, so we had a good one.
Damn, is it? Yeah. Okay. Let's wrap this son of a bitch up then.
Yeah, it's 9:30 almost.
Yeah, but gentlemen, it's been fun. I tried to pound through a couple topics because I knew it was going to be fun tonight. So anyway,
absolutely,
mother of pearl hug, like in my pants.
You're making me think about things I shouldn't be thinking about, man.
We're not splitting those knives. We're not. Paul, we're not going to talk Paul into splitting that knife. We have to convince someone of the third knife.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the one knife that I'd be really interested in is not up for option.
It's the knives that I brought up in the first place.
Yeah, I would just buy my own in a different variation, is what I'm saying.
Good. Do it.
Probably going
to. All right, gentlemen, let's get the hell out of Dodge. This has been a fun chat tonight. Yeah, the Redoubt. So next week, more surprises. I'd like to thank the Cutting Edge Cutlery Co. for being on top of Shiat. Whether it's large 31s that no one can get, or whether it's a Benchmade Redoubt, half serrated. I'm pretty sure plain ones are coming in probably not far behind, but they made an equal number of each, and US is a thing. So we got half serrated ones to begin with, and I'm hoping that the plain edge is not far behind. But thanks anyway.
I imagine you're right.
Yeah.
Go follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna thank you unless you follow us, damn it.
Thanks. There's giveaways that we've talked about.
Nah.
Some people will be
maybe
entered. Some people will not
One
be
day
entered.
we'll make a post about it. Today is not that day.
And I'm guessing that some of the people that are probably going to be entered in that is probably some of the Patreon guys. Yeah, and thank you to them month after month for giving us money for no reason whatsoever, except for a false promise that we keep on giving you week after week.
We come here almost every week.
Damn near. Damn
And
near.
still, no
For
thank
hours
you.
at a time. We give
No.
you hours of our day. You're welcome. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not backing that.
Seriously though, thanks for being a bunch of enablers. You know who you are, and we
Yeah.
appreciate you.
All of those things.
And I guess the final thank you being YouTube, like, subscribe, follow, all of those things, share the videos, they're fun. The Redoubt and the Weekender, new Benchmade ones, so hopefully we get a couple of the views out there and we play that game for a while, because new Benchmade product is flowing, motherfuckers.
Flowing.
Yeah. At least they do it all at once and not drawn out over 4 years where they change the handle color and call it good. Spectacle. So that being that,
Sometimes they change the knife steel.
We had to bitch about Spyderco once this episode, didn't we?
and it wasn't you this time. It's
Obligated.
fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That being that, guys, thanks for joining us. We will see you all again next week. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Fibers.
And I'm the Iron Joe.
Excel.ca.
Thanks again as always, guys. We'll see you next time.
Can I go away?
Honey didn't show up.